I mean, once we finished Crank, then it's all about pushing Crank, right? So we had a great team at Lionsgate doing the traditional route, and also they not just traditional. They did a lot of really cool, rad stuff.
You have to kind of find something different. When we release pictures, we try not to spend and overspend on the pictures in terms of pushing them out there. What we want is for people to talk about them, and the best thing they can say is, you haven't seen anything like this before.
But while they were doing that and that sort of PR machine was moving, Brian and I and Brendan were kind of working together, just coming up with viral, cool shit on the internet.
Let's pan over to him. He's rocking the internet situation. That guy's been like getting us on probably like 1,000 different web pages and getting us like, 2-3 million hits. Hits for all you people in the know, or if you don't know, it's like when people click on your website and they click on your trailer, and we got some hits, yo. All because of that dude right there.
We're not dealing with a $100 million marketing budget, which some of the studios have, so we're kind of limited. But that opens the doors to some of the stuff. I mean, a lot of the internet marketing people don't understand doesn't cost any money. I mean, 90% of the web marketing I did, we didn't spend a dime. I mean, we just got down and dirty, got out there and shot these promotional videos, talked with the bloggers, talked with the big MySpace users, and it worked to our advantage.
How do we promote Crank in a way that doesn't feel like it's being shoved down your throat?
And what I wanted to do was not promote from a business sense. I didn't want to promote the film with Lakeshore or Lionsgate saying, let's go see this movie. I wanted to get the actual consumer or an individual internet user to tell their friends to promote this film.
One of the ideas that Brendan came up with and talked to us about was the idea of using YouTube.
I just came up with this idea, there's these celebrities on the internet that just create these videos. Like there's YouTube celebrities, there's MySpace celebrities. Why not tap into them? They have everybody's ear. If this guy's created a video that's been watched 31 million times, why can't we get him to help us promote Crank and just have fun in the meantime? So I think that's probably the most creative and crazy idea that we came up with.
I don't do porn on video, but yeah, I'm sure. And you just gotta start beating the women up. You just gotta start staying away. I wanna dance with myself, with my friends, in a circle.
We just basically wanted to tell, the internet users out there that we have something cool, something different that you should see. We hooked up with cool people, the stars of the internet, who got behind Crank and supported it.
We also did Liquid Generation, which, without them, they've done so much for this movie. And, the Spanish Fly interview with Ephraim has got a huge response. I mean, it's just hilarious to see Ephraim being interviewed by an animated character. Normally you're used to seeing them on Jay Leno or David Letterman, and now we get to see them interviewed by a drunk Spanish Fly.
Is Crank a good movie to take a girl to if you wanna, take out your ding-dong?
Of course.
Something different is good, always good. So for Mark and Brian, I'll do whatever they want me to do.
I mean, we were able to get Jason and Ephraim to do intros to certain web pages and personal pages, which is great for somebody to say, hey, check out my personal page. I've got Jason Statham doing a shout out for me.
Normally, I'm very conservative about my enthusiasm for movies because I know, sometimes you can get overwhelmed with the fun and the atmosphere, and you go, yeah, it's going to be so good, and you see the finished product and it's never quite as good as you probably thought it was going to be. But you had such a good time, you're almost distracted and think it is.
Jason, he got behind the movie, and he just, in a real cool sort of way just says, hey, you got to check this thing out. This is, it's something different, it's something new. And Jason doesn't do that,
Yeah, and people, that's another thing is, as big as the Transporter movies were, and the guy's been in a lot of huge movies, people haven't really had a chance to really hear Jason be Jason, and just kind of like the other side of him. He hasn't been interviewed a lot. So, we were able to get a side of Jason that people just haven't seen, that we saw every day.
There's no CG in Crank. All right, so there was a bit of CG, so what?
Jason was amazing because he's like, Brendan, will you explain this internet stuff to me? I want to learn how to do this, and I'm open to anything. And he was right there with us thinking of creative ideas, and Ephraim was always participating, saying, why don't we try this? Why don't we try that? So, I mean, without them, we couldn't have pulled off the strategies that we have pulled off, and obviously it opens a lot of doors.
These guys are they're coming out of left field. They're not sort of these mainstream Hollywood actors that have been pushed down your throat. So they work in that context, and it's the kind of guys who
They're likable, accessible people.
There's a huge opportunity to be an innovator in this field because the studios are applying general TV and print tactics to the internet, which doesn't work. You have to attack in a different animal, especially when the individual people like you and I that are on the internet really control the internet now. I mean, MySpace and Friendster, the social networking sites really changed the whole face of the internet. So you can't promote it in a standard way.
The best way to advertise on the internet, literally, is using your friends to advertise and having your friends say, "Hey, this movie's cool," not some studio.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, here we are today with a very, very special guest, Efren. Did I pronounce it? Yeah. Well, I see that and I was like,
So definitely, I think we've done stuff that had never been done before, and I hope that we'll continue to be the pioneers. Because obviously the studios, 6 months down the line, when they see the strategies that we've implemented, they'll go ahead and try it themselves, and then it'll come back to us, and we'll have to come up with new strategies.